Good morning, IntelliTravel agents. Dun, 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 dun. It's Jessica Sidmer, your VP of Training. All right, I want to check, make sure I am sharing my screen. I'm not. Now I am. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. I have my volume on. I'm just waiting for one of my regulars to say that you can hear me and you see that I'm here. Okay, good morning. There we go. Fantastic. All right. Well, oh my goodness, it feels like just yesterday that I was here. Wait, it was. I did one last night. So if my voice sounds a little groggy, it's because I'm talking a lot. Okay. Well, last night I did the social media trends that are expected for 2023. So you can catch that on the replay if you missed it. And today I'm going to talk about getting you started with some good habits for 2023. So you can kind of look at what habits you have already. I know last year I did one on habits. I was talking about the book Atomic Habits. So one of the trends to jump on. Wait, what is this? That's social media. Okay, that was last night. Habits. There we go. All right. So a lot of success is luck. I mean, let's face it. Some of you are working so hard, right? You're doing all the right things. You're doing everything that people tell you to do, and but a lot of success is luck. And that, people say you've got to be in the right place at the right time. I was told this all the time in the entertainment industry, which for those of you who don't know me, that is where I started out many, many moons ago. Many moons, many, many moons. Okay. So I remember they used to say, you've got to be in the right place at the right time. And it used to frustrate me because the only place I was in my acting class. And in my acting class, there were, I was studying my lines. I knew all my lines. I was always off book. I was always prepared. If my teacher told me to rehearse twice a week, I'd be rehearsing daily. I was a total overachiever in there, doing everything I could to give everything to my craft. And there were people in there who didn't show up on time, who didn't know their lines, who didn't rehearse, and they were getting managers and agents and auditions and jobs. And I was just getting more and more frustrated. The reality was, though, if I really look back and look at what was happening, where was I exposing myself? Who was I exposing myself to? The people in my acting class. That was it. That's all I was doing. Those are the only people seeing me acting. Those are the only people I was meeting. Those are the only people I was socializing with. So you can do all the right things, but you've got to put yourself in the right place and then it becomes the right time. Some people say that luck is a combination of preparation meets opportunity. So the right habits will get you to, oh boy, see, I wasn't thinking about the fact that it was going to be 9 a.m. when I was going to have to sing this song. Gotta be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens, the room where it happens. Okay, so I wasn't a musical theater person. So for those of you that are saying maybe that's why your acting career didn't take off, no, I wasn't singing. But this is from Hamilton, the room where it happens, if you haven't heard it. But it was all about you want to be in the places with the people who can make a difference. So let's talk about, because it says right here, rise up. I'm the one thing in life I can control. You are the one thing in life that you can control. You cannot control other people. You cannot control here. Oh, somebody is saying, so I don't see you like in Zoom. That is correct. And the other thing is, since you're new, your first time here, I always start off with a training topic. I go for about 10, 20 minutes, and then I'm going to ask you for your questions. Okay. So welcome, Miriam. I'm glad you're here for the first time. So let's talk about a couple of habits that you can put into place so that not only are you doing the right things, but you are getting in front of the right people who are going to want to buy from you. Okay, so here we go. These are the top habits for success, in my opinion. Okay, if you have ones to add, you are certainly allowed to add them. One thing that I will still refer back to that I did talk about when I was talking about Atomic Habits, that book, which I loved. I did the coaching on that. The one thing I have taken from it that I continue to focus on is get 1% better every day. As I mentioned before, when I was in my acting class, I was a total overachiever. If somebody said, rehearse 2 times a week, 3 times a week, I rehearsed every day. That's how you get burnt out. Learn from my experience. When you are overdoing it, because you are just, it's all about achieving. It's all about getting somewhere. Well, you just finished that book. Cool, right? I mean, everyone's got different takeaways. I'd be curious what your takeaway was. And you probably have multiple ones like me. But getting 1% better every day, just a little bit better at something, making one small change can help each one of these habits. And you don't, again, for you overachievers, I'm not saying get 1% better every day with all 8. Okay, I'm just saying that you want to get 1% better in each area on different days at different times when it pops up. Okay, so positive attitude. I'm going to go over each one of these, so I'll just tell you what they are. Positive attitude, consistency, networking, organization, education, self-care, scheduling, and accountability. The name of the book is Atomic Habits. Here, I'll type it in to answer your question. And this training isn't from Atomic Habits, just so you know. This is different stuff. Oh, I just sent it privately. I'm sorry, I meant to send it to all. So I'll add it to your question. Hold on a second. Atomic Habits. Okay, now I'll send it to all. Okay, so this is not from that book. This is just from, my brain. All right, so where was I? Networking, organization, education, self-care, scheduling, accountability. So these are all habits that I have found to make me successful. So funny because somebody asked last night on my call, what are things that I have done to become successful in this business? And I said, you should ask the master ambassadors and the ambassadors that question, because I'm not a travel agent, but I've still been very successful in business. So these are the things that I have used. Okay. Now, let me point out the things that I did not use originally when I first started out. I did not do self-care. I did not do scheduling. Definitely still struggling with organization. That's definitely one that I would say that is my biggest weakness in work, is being organized. Consistency. So I always have focused on having a positive attitude. It doesn't mean I'm positive 24 hours, 7 days a week. It just means that I've always seen myself as a glass half full. And as I've gotten older, I joke around. It's like, not only is my glass half full, it's full and overflowing. But you know what? Not every day feels like that, and that's okay. But I was not consistent. I was, in the beginning, I was not networking. I didn't even know what networking was. I was not very organized, but I was always educating myself. And that's my warning to new agents. Okay. Sometimes, being educated made me feel secure. The more education I got, the more acting classes I took, the more on camera, the more audition classes, the more I could throw on there and educate myself, the more secure I felt that I could be. So what would happen is I would get paralysis by analysis. I was constantly like analyzing, am I ready yet? Am I ready yet? Like, do I have enough knowledge? Have I taken enough classes? And I got stuck there. And now I come from the school of thought of you can build the plane as you fly it, which when you think about it makes absolutely no sense because of course you can't fly a plane that's not fully. But if you look at that analogy, we're building the plane as we fly it. That is giving us a lot of hope and a lot of belief in ourselves, right? Because we are believing that that plane is going to fly even though it's not completely built. So like, I mean, let's hope that the motor is in there and the wings are on and everything's closed, but maybe we don't have the best seats in there yet. Okay, so let's look at it that way. I'm sorry, that was such a weird tangent. I have never even thought about that until just this moment. So I've always just used that analogy, and now I'm like, that analogy doesn't totally make sense, but now we've made it make sense. Okay, moving on. Self-care, I did not do. In my mind, I didn't deserve anything. I did not like, I wouldn't even buy a CD for myself to listen to music that I loved if I was not putting my money into my career and my time into my career. I would never get a massage. I would never take a bubble bath unless I was reading an acting book or practicing lines. Like nothing was just about a moment for me. None of that. So I was not taking care of myself. And listen, I was young. It's not like I had any responsibilities. I didn't have a spouse. I didn't even have a boyfriend. I didn't have kids. I didn't have a dog. I had no responsibility. The only person I needed to take care of was myself. And I still was not allowing myself to do it. So, I mean, I understand many of you have families and kids. Some of you have like 6 kids. I mean, and it can be really hard to allow yourself some self-care. But let's get back to that airplane we're building. We've put those oxygen masks in there, and we all know when we get in that on the plane, they say, you got to put your mask on yourself before you help somebody else put theirs on. So it just happens to be that we're in travel, and it's a great analogy to use because the reality is if you're not well, you can't take care of other people. And I mean physically well, and I mean mentally well. And sometimes I really need to take my own advice on that because, we talked about authenticity last night on the call. We talked about being, authentic with people. And, both of my parents right now have mild cognitive impairment, and my mom just kind of slipped into mild dementia. So I'm dealing with parents who are going on their 60th wedding anniversary, and they have chosen to go through this together. So neither one of them has to deal with it with the other one. So it all falls on me. And anybody who has dealt with something like that knows that being a caretaker, whether you're a caretaker as a parent or a caretaker as a child, taking care of a parent, uh, I mean, it's a lot, you guys. You're sitting here, many of you probably have full-time jobs. Not only do you have full-time jobs, but you have responsibilities outside of those full-time jobs. Now you're adding on to it this this job that you're so passionate about that you want to grow this business. But remember, even if you get 1% better at self-care, which might mean doing a 5-minute or 10-minute guided meditation for stress that you find for free on YouTube. Just get 1% better on these different habits in the areas that you feel you are lacking, and you will feel yourself growing. And as I said, I've got to take my own advice. And I'm speaking to you from somebody. Look, I don't have a full-time business, but I have a very full-time job. I don't have kids. I'm still not married. I still don't have a boyfriend. Oh boy. So maybe not only is it time for self-care, maybe I should add relationships to this. No, but that's my personal life. In my business, I still have to, in my full-time job, I still have to focus on all this. Yes, it can be overwhelming. Yes, I see a lot of you are in the same boat that I'm in. And it is okay to take days off. Yeah, consistency is there, right? Consistency is on the list. But that does not mean that if you are having a hard day with real life, that you beat yourself up for taking that day off and not being consistent. Okay? Consistent can look at whatever it means to you. And maybe it means working on your business 5 minutes a day. And in that 5 minutes, it means coming back to this webinar to where Jessica went off the rails and totally like went off topic in a sense. But maybe it's something that somebody needed to hear, and they're going to come back to this and just listen to this for 5 minutes to be reminded that it's okay. All right. I wasn't very good at scheduling. Okay, let's go. Let's just run through these slides pretty quickly. All right. So positive attitude means believing in yourself and believing in your business, right? As long as you believe in your business, then you've got to find ways to believe in yourself that you can make it happen. One great way is through positive affirmations. And for those of you who say positive affirmations don't work, guess what you just did? A negative affirmation. So you can choose. You can say your negative affirmations or you can choose positive ones. And then there's patience. And I'll show you where patience pays off right here in this slide. With consistency, these are the actions that you take that are not tied to a result. You're doing them every day because they're tied to a successful business, but you are not focused on your results because what you're doing is you are planting seeds. And that's why I have the bamboo trees over there. For those of you who know the story of the bamboo tree, you plant those seeds and you water them every day for 5 years. And you will not see anything happen. And then in 5 years, all of a sudden they shoot right up. Now, here's the thing. Maybe you got bad seeds and you're still in the 5th year watering them and they're never going to grow. I could go into a whole analogy about my garden I have upstairs, but I'm not going to do that because I've already taken too much time. But you're not looking at the results because you are trusting and believing from the slide before, and you're being patient that what you start on today, and let's say today is day 1 of your business, because today is the day that you're committing to all these things, even if you've been with me for 5 years now, 7 years now. You're committing that what you do in year 1, people put too much emphasis on their expectations for year 1 and not enough belief in what's going to happen in year 5. Like, oh, it's year 1, nothing happened, so I'm done with the business. Instead of recognizing that this is a business, it takes time to grow, which means that the consistency that you are doing is income producing activities. Education is not an income producing activity. It helps you learn what the different income producing activities are, but okay. Networking. This means in-person events, face-to-face and Zoom and FaceTime and Facebook what are they called? The videos that you could do, or on the phone talking to people. Yes, networking can be done in DMs and private messages, but really, if you want to be fantastic at it, get those off of the chat and into voice where you can hear tonality, face to face where you can see physiology. That is where you really connect. All right. Organization. A goal without a plan is just a dream. So you can have this goal of being, $100,000 agent, but if you haven't created a plan, which I give you the tools to do in the Departure Lounge, if you look on, I'll show you that later. Okay, business plan for the year. So I showed you how to create one. And then you set monthly, weekly, daily goals. And guess what? If you don't achieve those daily goals, you move it to the next day. Okay? I used to, when I would make my list, if I didn't check everything off, I ain't go to sleep. Well, that's not very healthy, people. Learn from my mistakes. If you don't do the daily goal, you move it to the next day. It's okay. And finding your organizational system. What kind of system works for you? So we'll talk a little bit about that when we come to. So yes, education, ABL, always be learning. The more you learn, the more you earn. Just don't get stuck there. Okay, so we have IntelliEducation in your back office. We have supplier education, and actually traveling someplace is great education. You can do a familiarization trip through us, a FAM trip. You can use an agent rate for yourself to go someplace. And if you use that agent rate, you're going to do a site inspection. You're going to take videos and share it with people. You're going to do Facebook Lives. You're going to create a newsletter when you're there. You're going to create a testimonial for yourself so that you can share it. It's education, but you're also going to take income producing activities from doing that. Okay. All right. If you just want to travel, then just book it yourself and register that booking so that you get commission. Travel agent rates are meant for education so that you can learn and do things. All right. Self-care. You can't help your clients if you're spinning in overwhelm. All right. So getting the proper exercise, the proper sleep, proper nutrition, time with your family and friends, and you time. All right, scheduling. Paragraph text goes here. Oops, I forgot to delete that when I was making that. Hey, guess what, guys? Nothing is perfect. It's okay. You're still learning, right? All right, time blocking. This has been very helpful to me when I use it. Just not always consistent when I'm using it. I am very good with it with IntelliTravel work. I block out my time when I'm working. I'm very good with that. But sometimes I look at all that time that I'm working and I'm just like, oh, I don't want to schedule more stuff on top of that. And that's when I get inconsistent with my time blocking. But if you block out the time that you are committed to your business, whether it be getting up an hour earlier, going to bed an hour later, certain times on weekends, certain time on your lunch hour, if you block that time out as IntelliTravel time, then it's on your calendar and it just makes it easier, and you can schedule different things and you can use the ITA tools. One of them is I teach you how to do this time blocking. I teach you how to do it in a 10-hour week, a 20-hour week, or a 40-hour week, depending on how many hours you want to work your IntelliTravel business and depending on if you work a 40-hour week or not. Okay? Using the 80-20 rule, which means 80% of the work should be income producing activities and 20% is helping other people, responding, doing some social media stuff, responding to that social media stuff, the stuff that's not going to immediately bring in income. Okay. Then we have accountability. Hey, I just got lazy on that one, huh? Okay. You could tell it was getting late when I was doing this. Okay. Partner. You can have an accountability partner, one person who you answer to. You could have an accountability group where you've got, 3, 4, 5, 10 people who you answer to. It all in the same group though, not like 10 different individuals. A group that you're all, being accountable to each other, or in public. You've heard me say a few times, I didn't have a boyfriend then, I don't have a boyfriend now. I've been proposed to 3 times, so I've had some serious relationships. Don't worry. I've given some time to my love life. But when I wasn't, I knew if I talked to one friend, that wouldn't help. I knew if I talked to a group of friends, it would not help. So I went public and I created something that, oh, it's very funny. In fact, I'm going to show it to you because I want to show you how far Jessica went to make her I went public with my accountability. 51st Dates Girl.com. I had an entire, that's me, y'all, for those of you who've never seen me. I had I'm telling you, I was Hollywood girl. Okay. I was into, I was not in the travel industry yet. So when I went big, okay, I based it on the movie theme. I said the romance of Hollywood, the reality of dating. And my commitment was I was going to go on 50 first dates. Now, some of the guys said, but what happens if I want to be the 50th date then? I want to be the last one. I'm like, don't worry, there's another movie. I'll change it to, what was the Madonna movie called? Anyway, Swept Away. All right. So, but turns out I by date 19, I'd had enough. Okay. So, all right. We don't need to see that. Let's go to Facebook. Because in case you're wondering, it is time now to go to your questions. So please ask questions that are general and will help our agent base. So let's turn this into Facebook. And I'm going to go to my page. And something that I wanted to do while I was here today, first of all, always read this because I don't answer anything. I don't even look at my messenger. So don't try and reach out to me here. That's not the way to reach me. Showing you that I practice what I preach. I listened to one of our suppliers and I was like, I want to sell that. So I got certified. Okay, so here's my, if I don't get to your question today, it's a burning question. It does not have to do with customer service. It does not have to do with getting your commission paid. It doesn't have to do with your registers with suppliers is not working. I can't handle any of that. That's not my department. I don't do that. So don't ask those questions. But this is what I do. I go in here, and if you ask me a question, I go in there and I answer it. If it's such an amazing question that I think it would make a great topic for next time's Q&A, I'll answer it then. Or if I just want to answer it in the group setting like this, I'll answer it in the live Q&A. So let's see what we've got. Okay, so I had a question about the articles. Are we able to post those to our own blogs? I actually answered this. I answered this on last night's Q&A. So that would be 1/12/23 when it's posted on IntelliTutorial. Okay, so now she can go find out that answer. You mentioned something about passports expires after travel. This was mentioned after lunch. Yes. Your passport must be good for at least 6 months after your leaving date of travel. All right, so for those of you who don't know, if you are leaving on January 13th, your passport must be good through July 13th of 2023. Otherwise, if it expires in February, they will not let you go. Okay, let's see. Hi, Jess. Thank you. Is HVN Travel Group a legitimate partner with IntelliTravel? I have not heard of them. Our preferred partners are in your back office. Okay, if you call directly and give them your agency identifiers, they will tell you if we are registered to book with them. So what that means, for those of you who are wondering, is so we have agency identifiers. We have an ARC, IATA, CLIA number. We have our phone number. Sometimes it's the IntelliTravel customer service. Like everything that was sent to you on your welcome letter is an agency identifier. So if Kanisha is to go and call this HVN travel group, I don't know what that stands for, and say, hi, I'm an agent with IntelliTravel. Do you work with travel agents? And she thinks that they do, so she's going to say yes. Okay, here is my, what do you need? Do you need my Clark, my CLIA? I just did Clark, CLIA and and ARC number together. It's like your Clark number. IATA number. Okay, 10548020. IntelliTravel? Yes. Okay, they've got us. Boom. That means that we're already connected and registered with them. If they're like, nope, and you give them everything and they cannot find you, that means they are not registered with us. And if you book something through them, it will not be commissionable, which means that you've got to set something up so that you can reach out to customer service and say, this is a partner I think that you should look into, and they will send it to our person who is who does our supplier registration, and they'll vet them and make sure that they can be registered. Okay. How long do you have to be an agent with Vax, and do you need to have had any booking? How long do you have to be an agent? Okay, so you need to be registered 60 days. That's it. So in order for you to be, if you're a new agent and you want to be registered with Vax, it needs to be 60 days. As far as I know, booking is not a requirement. Love the Dreammaker. That's great. Okay. Just as in the training, was not able to see the way to comment. I hope this is, yes. Okay. Hi, Jessica, the Dreammaker. I asked a few questions and none were answered. I hope it shows I was on. How do I apply for my IATA card? Let's see. How to apply. Do you want an IATA card? Maybe she means an IATAN card. How to apply? I think she might mean IATAN. How to apply for IATAN. Okay. All right. So I'm going to get her that website. Okay. I think you mean IATAN. And I'm just curious why you would want it for yourself, since you can use IntelliTravels to book travel. All right, and then I'm gonna give her that. All right. Let's see. Is it okay to share post IntelliTravel Instagram page? Oops. Oh, well, there it is. Is it okay? Okay, so anyway, there are a lot of questions here. So I'm going to get back to you guys for the last half hour, and just know that that's something that you can do. Okay. All right, let's see. That's right. Okay. Okay. I have a client who wants an Airbnb in Miami. Do we use Airbnb? Any suggestions? We use vacation rentals. So we use vacation rentals. I know Vrbo is part of this, but we don't do Airbnb because we cannot vet Airbnb. We have no insurance that covers Airbnb. I mean, I love the Vrbo commercials where they're like, Vrbo, when you're actually going to a vacation rental that only you're in, and you don't have to share the bathroom with the people who live there. Like, so, it's just, are there amazing Airbnbs out there? Yes. However, most people who have an amazing Airbnb in Miami are also registered with Vrbo. So you can just do it through your vacation rental booking engine. Okay. We can't guarantee safety anyway, but the fact is that our core beliefs don't feel that Airbnbs are safe for, as to recommend. Okay. What proof do we need for client to tell us they want to go ahead with a booking quote? What if they change their mind immediately after making the booking? Okay, so if you are in the UK, please go through all your mandatory training because the UK has a little different rules. All right, but what proof do you need if you're in the US? Okay, on your dashboard, you've got a credit card authorization form. They must fill this out, okay? And then you have the right to make the booking. Or if they don't want to fill this out because they had fraud and their identity stolen, and you can call the supplier directly, and you call them back on a 3-way call, and you can say, I'm the travel agent, here's my agency identifier, I'm going to go bring my client onto this call so that they can make a payment. Okay, and then once they make the payment, it's done. Now, in that quote that you gave them, you give them all of the legal documents. You tell them what the cancellation policies are. If they are booking a hotel that has look, this is a special deal, so there's no cancellations. Once you make it, there's no money back. Okay? Or you can book them travel insurance, where travel insurance will help them get all their money back because they have canceled for any reason, if that's the insurance you got them. And their reason is, their fingernail broke, and that they're superstitious. If a fingernail breaks, don't go on a vacation. Okay? Marilyn makes all those funny jokes. I'm just stealing them from her. Marilyn's our BDM with Allianz Insurance. The only thing they will not get back is their cost of insurance. But if they booked a hotel that cost them, $4,000 and they spent $200 on insurance, okay. So that's what you got. Ooh, someone has a podcast about daily affirmations. That's cool. Will I send a copy of the slideshow? I'm not sending a copy of the slideshow, but what happens is all of mine go to education, IntelliTutorial Library, and you will see the last one we did was on manifestation. Well, we did one last night, but I haven't turned it in yet because you'll look when I do these, I go back and I write down every question I answered. So you can go back and find it. All right, so if you really want to do if you need the screenshots, then you can, press play and take pictures of them and get screenshots, but you'll have everything up there. And if you want to find these, all of them, because here you've got the one I did on December 9th and the one I did on December 2nd, but here are all the ones I've ever done. So there's one I want to show you, this one. Remember I said, this is how to work your business in a 10 to 20, 40-hour week. This is where you find out how to time blocking for your scheduling. This is where I show you all the IntelliTutorial tools that we have, how long they take, and where you can block them in 15-minute, 1-hour increments, whatever it might be. Okay, so there we go. What if the client immediately refuses to pay the deposit once the booking is made? Well, again, you might be a UK person asking this question. So if you're a UK person, I want you to go and watch all of that. It will teach you all that, because if you're a US person, it's not a booking until the deposit has been made. So I have a sneaking suspicion that you're from the UK, and I want you to either go through the training, and if you already have, then I want you to go to your UK official IntelliTravel UK agents, and I want you to ask that question there. And it will either Maru, No, that's Elaine. Okay. Either Maru will answer it, approve it and answer it, or one of the ambassadors will, or they will not approve it, but they will give you the answer. Like they'll not approve it, or they'll tell you where to go and get that answer. Okay. Is there a way to get a spreadsheet that lists your commissions so you can get quick reference? No, the only thing I know about in your back office is my agency, my commissions. You have this thing that tells you, oh, see, I do book a little travel. You have that there for a quick glance. So I don't know if I have any personal stuff there that I don't want to show. I don't know. So I'm not going to go over there. So, but that's where you see all of your commissions at a glance. And let's see, what's my daily method of operation? Wake up, have a cup of hot water with honey so that my voice doesn't sound like this. As you can see, I slept a little late. I'm on the West Coast, you guys. So I generally start my work day at 10. Or on today 9 and Monday's 8. But and then I work all day. I have my list of to do for IntelliTravel, and then I have my list for to do for other things I have to get done. Doctor's appointments I need to make for my parents. Uh, you know, uh, Things that I want to do, like when I'm writing a book, I'll have pages that I want to write or time I want to spend, and I eat food that got to take into account. Uh, I do a lot. Okay, that's that's my daily method of operation. All right. You sent me a DM through Instagram last night. Well, I will not be responding to that. I apologize, but because of the way we work with IntelliTravel, I need to have things that I can present in writing that I can put in the back office to show the customer service that if I've spoken to you, here's an email, here's the paper trail. It's just, to protect all of us. It's to protect you, because what if you went back and forth with me on something and then I just dropped the ball? You'd have, and then I quit, right? Which I'm sorry, I won't quit. But you have no proof of any work that was done, of anything that we talked about. Like, I mean, there's just nothing there. So we don't do it that way. Okay. How do you um how do you deal with clients that you are doing quotes but don't book with you, take the information and book on their own? Okay. So that's a great question. I love it because you are more than a website. Okay. And you need to, let me just, Richard, I should always know it's you, because Richard always asks me questions in all caps. You've been a travel agent with us for more years than I've worked at IntelliTravel. Have you ever needed an IATAN card? No. So you don't need one. I don't know why. That's why I said to her, why do you feel that you need one? Okay. I don't know why she feels she needs one. Maybe there was something. Oh my God, I just saw your other one, 2 sessions with Jess, you're in heaven. I love you, Richard. You're a sweetheart. Okay, let me get back to this question because I love it. You need to brand yourselves as travel agents. I saw a girl post on Facebook yesterday. Do you use a travel agent? She wasn't a travel agent. I have a feeling she's getting herself involved in some travel club kind of thing where you travel and save, but those things get shut down pretty quickly once people realize that they're just taking advantage of travel agent rates and fam trips. And, or they do have some legit travel clubs that are done in some way. But the bottom line is she was asking about travel agents, which is different than a travel club. So travel agents have access to suppliers that they don't have access to. So if you're giving them a quote from Apple Leisure Group, okay, they don't have access to Apple Leisure Group. And Apple Leisure Group they might have access to the hotel, that they can book the hotel themselves, but you might get some perks from Apple Leisure Group that they don't get. But even so, you can say, well, yeah, you can book this on yourself. You can book this on your own. But just remember, if you book it on your own, you are on your own, which means that if you get there and there's a problem with the room, they're going to tell you that they're all booked up. If they tell me that they're all booked up, I'm going to be like, really? Okay, well, I'm a travel agent and I, book this, you've got a problem with this room. I'm never going to book anybody else with your hotel. I'm with IntelliTravel. You can look us up, but I'm sure you're familiar with us already. We've got 80,000 travel agents. I'm going to put this up in our Facebook group and let them know what you did and that you didn't take care of my client. So like you can fight for your clients. Also, the other day, we had in case you missed it, the entire United States shut down their air. We had no planes flying. Well, except the ones that are already in the air, but nothing, no planes can take off from the US or fly into the US. Anywhere. Planes that were already in the sky were circling around. Okay, so what happens to your client if that happens? Well, if they're on their own, they got to figure it out on their own. And for those of you who've been travel agents for a while, you know that having to rebook them, having a travel agent rebook them is going to come a lot faster. If it's a travel agent who's trying to rebook them, it's going to happen. They're going to work with the travel agents a lot faster than they do the person who's standing there waiting for their flight. So I can give you 50 reasons why working with a travel agent is so important. And you have to impress that upon your clients. If nothing else, it costs them nothing to book with you. So why should they book it on their own when you're going to take care of them? I don't know, maybe look, if it's a big booking, okay, if you're booking like $1,000 commission something for them, say, listen, it's also nice because there might be a little something special there for you that wouldn't be there if you book it on your own. And then they're going to be curious what that is. Well, they're going to be greeted with chocolate covered strawberries when they come into their stateroom. Okay? And yes, that will come out of your commission, and it will be, I don't know, $20 out of your $1,000 commission. Is it worth it? Should you work it? Yes, 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 yes. I don't know why I came up with that weird song. Anyway, but for those of you who this does happen to, this is your learning experience. You are going to learn how to pitch yourself better next time so that you're not just giving away quotes. It's not about giving away quotes. And I want you to watch my live Q&A from last night where I talk about giving quotes in person. And what I mean by that is where you can see their face, whether it be a Zoom or not. And I tell you why. I'm not going to re-go over it. You'll watch it when they post it tomorrow, Monday or Tuesday, whenever it is. Okay. But you don't want to just be giving away quotes, quoting stuff on email, and then getting ghosted. Okay. That's not the way to be a professional travel agent. All right. There is no option to change the color of the words on the website. Your personal website is a part of the IntelliTravel. You'll see the IntelliTravel is in your, when you do, let's see. I also want to give you, somebody asked if you are allowed to use Instagram. Okay. So here's my Instagram. You can follow me and you can use, again, I went into this in great detail on last night, so I'm not going to do it again. But what I did teach was how you can use IntelliTravel side by side. Here's a side by side. This is IntelliTravels, and this is me doing it side by side. And today I'm going to do an IntelliTravel one. So if you want to follow me, it's just my name. But here's IntelliTravels Instagram. Let's get IntelliTravel. And I told everybody I'm going to use this one and I'm going to talk after it to show you how to remix after. So if you want to see that one, go back to my Jessica Sittimer. It's right up here. Okay. But the thing is, if I were to go to Greenlight Travel, look, it's got IntelliTravel stuff in the name. It's still part of our back office. All right. So if you change, so there are certain things that are changeable. You could put your picture up there. You can change you can either have your name or you can change it to your business name. By instead of putting your name in there, Jessica Sittimer, you put Greenlight Travel, the Greenlight Coach, making the world your classroom. There's certain things that you can change. You can pick this picture. This picture doesn't really match the colors. So maybe I'd want to pick a different picture that has red in it. But it's IntelliTravel's coloring, so we can't change that. Okay, wow, we're answering a lot of questions today. When will the registration be live for ITQ? We were hoping it was going to be next week, but I can't promise you anything. I'm just going to leave you with excited suspense. And know that if you were at last year's ITQ, you get first dibs. All right. How do you get a travel agent rate for education? It is different for every supplier. For some suppliers, you need to have made a booking with them. For some, you just ask for one. For some, I don't know, it's different for all of them. So you know, if you want a travel agent rate for someplace specific, and some don't even offer them anymore because people abuse them. And what I mean by abuse them is that all the agents were asking for travel agent rates, but then weren't selling the brand afterwards. So if you get an agent rate for Royal Caribbean, they expect you to then go back and be so excited and sell Royal Caribbean. So if they're looking at their books and they're saying, wow, IntelliTravel's got 80,000 agents that have gone on agent rates with Royal Caribbean, which yes, you do need to have made one Royal Caribbean booking before getting a travel agent rate, but they have only done 1,000 bookings. So 80,000 people have gone on our cruise ship, but only 1,000 have booked us. That's not a good ratio. Okay. People looking to complete Vacation Builder, where would you find events that would qualify? So any IntelliTravel event that's multi-day counts, but it's something that's multi-day, multi-vendor, and must have land and sea. So you can go to, let's see, let's go here. Let's see, travel events in Las Vegas, because that's where I live, in 2023, because big events are already going to be planned for 2023. All right, if it's some rinky-dink thing that won't count, they haven't, you know, put it up. But the big ones, so let's see. I don't know what Sick New World is. Become a Home. No, that's probably a pitch meeting. See more events. Taste of Travel Las Vegas. It's only Sunday. It's only one day, so that would not count. All right, I'm really looking for like a big one. I don't understand what some of those have to do with anything. So this is somebody who is just probably IntelliTravel agent who's booking. Okay, let's see, travel and tourism events in Las Vegas. That's what I want. All right. That's equipment. Travel agent forum. No. Let's see. What is the date? The 3rd and the 4th. So that's 2 days. Good. That's multi-days. Let's find out a little bit more about it. Multi-days. I want to know, who are the vendors there? So if you're gonna look more into this, you're gonna find out, are there cruise lines there? Are there land-based, you know, like is Apple Vacation there? Is Vacation Express? Is Delta Vacations? Are any of our, you know, preferred partners there? Okay, so that's multi-day, multi-vendors, land and sea. So if IntelliTravel does a fam trip with one vendor, it still counts because you're learning IntelliTravel stuff and you're learning the vendor stuff. But IntelliTravel fams count, but not fam trips that are just shown on IntelliTravels. If I'm not on board teaching you something on a fam trip, if IntelliTravel's not there, it's not a fam trip. So I'm sorry, I went to the wrong place for fam trips. My agency, agent only fams. So here are some agent only fams, but they are not sponsored by IntelliTravel, so it doesn't count. All right. Oh my gosh, I've gotten so many questions in. Can you answer live questions from here and answer the Facebook? Yeah, I think that was one that I did a long time ago. I've been answering your live questions for half an hour now. I can see, you can see how far back these questions go. Are you allowed to use the IntelliTravel logo with personal IntelliTravel website when we sponsor something? For example, a 5K race. Okay, so the rule of using the IntelliTravel logo is that you cannot mix businesses. So you would have to send that to compliance because, and show them what it is that you are putting on the website. Because if you're not allowed to mix your own business. See, it's really you're getting, because what I'm picturing in my mind is that there's a 5K race and they're thanking their sponsors, and and IntelliTravel logo is one of the ones that are on there. And I don't think that that is compliant, because even though it's not mixing your own businesses, there are other business being advertised there. But ask compliance to be 100% sure. However, what I have seen people do, I'm not even gonna go there just because I don't know. I haven't actually seen it on a 5K race, so I'm not gonna go there. So you cannot mix businesses. So when in doubt, send it to compliance@intellitravel.com. Yes, this will be available in the back office. I showed you where. Okay. Yes, we are. Virgin is one of our preferred partners. We are registered with them. So if you're having a problem being kicked out, contact customer service. I've got 2 minutes. Is there anything I could say? Is there anything I could say? Oh, 50 reasons why to use a travel agent. Yeah, that would be a great post. Maybe you could post something like that. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do for my last minute. Okay, I'm gonna go to our IntelliTravel page. I'm going to say, I'm going to say, let's put together a post. Okay, a post. Let's create a post we can, I'll fix my spelling after. We can all use 50. Yes, I know, it's over. I'll be done in a second. 50 reasons to use a travel agent. Put your reasons in the comments so we can compile it. Yay. Compile it. Go. Okay, let's get create spelled correctly. And I'm gonna hit post. All right. All right. So then you can go, oh, I think I posted that in the UK page. Okay, well, I'll go back and so it will be posted in the UK page. There it is. My post is pending. And I wonder if I can copy that and go to the departure lounge. So you guys in the UK will have one, and in the US we'll have one. And we can compare notes. So here I could just do it. So let's pin that post to featured. All right, I wonder if I can delete that. Unpin, yeah, that's over. Okay, that's all the time I have for you folks. If I did not answer a question, then please look to see if it's here in your departure lounge, or contact customer service, or put it on my page. But do not contact me through social media. I think you all are amazing. 2023 F1 Las Vegas will be the biggest event. Oh yeah, I already have friends from that is going to be a big event, but that is an event for you all to sell through like Sports Empire or Golden Ticket or something. Sports Empire will package it, so go to Sports Empire. But yeah, but that's not a travel event. Okay, everybody, it's been great being here with you all, and I will see y'all soon, or talk to y'all soon, or just you'll hear my voice soon. Okay, bye.